Very good. Ready to go? Coach, would you start off with a quick opening statement about today's game?
Yeah, I mean, I think number one, great, turnout with the crowd. A lot of people were here early. It's really, really good for our team to be able to, like I mentioned out there, for our team to be able to play in front of a crowd with referees. We needed it. I mean, there's been a lot of banging each other for the 8 of the 10 weeks in the summer, and then you add, all of September and a few weeks into October. That's a lot of weeks of going against one another, and at least today gave us a little bit more of a game type atmosphere, which was much needed.
Nate, question?
Yeah, just surprised by the red start and the kind of the white finish the way the game went.
Yeah, we just talked about that, Nate. Just the fact that number one, you don't want to get off to a poor start like White did, but then on the flip side, they stuck with it. They understood that the game, there was a lot of minutes to play. They started sharing the basketball a little bit better, and it shows you how quickly a game can have a 20-some point swing. So it is what it is.
Bob? Eric, what did you think of JD today? It looked like he took kind of a long shot, and you didn't look happy, and then he came out. I think they ended up playing a pretty good game. What did you think of his play?
Yeah, I mean, he did have 6 assists, obviously, according to Mike and his stat crew. But I think with JD, I think everybody, all the SEC coaches, all the SEC returning players, I think everybody understands that JD's as good a one-on-one player and as good a get my own shot as anybody in the country. But with that, we also need him to understand to get his teammates involved as well. And again, he scored the ball. He did have 6 assists. But shot selection with our team is going to be, every team's got its hurdles. In year one, it was, are we going to be able to rebound enough? With this team, it's going to be, what's the quality of shot that we take? That's one of the things that's been a reoccurring theme, because we do have some guys that can score the basketball. We do have some guys that can break plays off and create for themselves. Obviously, JD. Obviously, Chris Likes. Obviously, Devo Davis. Those 3 guys in particular can, at the guard spot, just go break a play at any moment and beat their defender. But along with that, when you draw an extra defender, pass up a good shot for a great shot. That's got to be part of our maturing as a team between now and when we play our first game. And then Stanley, as you can see, for his position, can go break a play at any moment and get his own shot. So now you've got 4 players that are really, really, really good at playing one-on-one against their guy. And obviously, like Stan took a runner off 1 foot with about 1:40, got the ball back and shot a 3. He made the 3, but that's probably not what we want after a runner off the wrong foot. So all those things, it's early. That's why you do these things, to try to grow and try to have film and then improve your areas that need improving.
What did you think of Chris today? And then is he kind of growing in his knowledge of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, Chris can score. I mean, he's I don't know. I haven't looked at his stats, but he's a guy that can go get a bucket. But having said that, he's got to know our plays. I mean, he's got to know the plays at the point guard position and the off guard position. And right now, because I respect what you guys do, quite frankly, he doesn't know our offense well enough. And that's an issue. And he's got to be more talkative. Usually your point guard's your highest personality on the team and the loudest talker. And so we need Chris to talk better, and we need him to learn and know inside out our second and third options. But as a gifted scorer, he's phenomenal. And obviously his pace of play, he can change the complexion of the game with how fast we want to play. But defensively and learning our plays are going to be Chris's 2 biggest challenges.
Which I know Jalen Williams is working his way back into the swing of things. just your thoughts on how he looked out there today and just the importance of having him back in the fold.
Yeah, I mean, I know I haven't been around college basketball as long as basically any coach in our league, so I know that I don't have a huge body of work to make this comment, but I haven't been around too many sophomores that just take the team and from a leadership standpoint just say I'm leading this group. And right now Devo and Jalen are by far, not even close, as far as leadership with their voices and telling guys where to go in drills and understanding our offense. Those two guys, for someone their age, they're more vocal than any sophomores that I've ever seen. Obviously he's got to get in better shape. I mean, we held him out in the second half for most of the second half. I think he was only supposed to play 5 minutes in the second half because the injury, yes, but also conditioning. We just didn't want him to get hurt based on him being exhausted because he's been out a long time. And so he's working his way back. But from a leadership standpoint, I think everybody saw that he's improved as an outside shooter. Although I thought he was towards the end of the year last year, I thought he was a really good shooter. It was just the coaching staff didn't let him shoot him. But he earned the right this year when he's open to shoot that shot.
Is Connor's role kind of evolving on this year's team? I think so. It was three-point attempts, but it didn't even feel like he shot it that much or even looked at it at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, our guys, when they play against each other, they understand really to get into Connor. I think that, he's got a defensive rebound more for us. And, we'd like him to play a little bit inside more than just rely. I thought his we call it, dynamic rolls where you really roll hard to the dunker spot. I thought that they were better today, maybe even than last year as far as his rolls and catching the ball in traffic and keeping it high. He had 2 really good finishes where maybe last year would have brought him down and maybe got it stripped or something. So I think there's some progress in some areas, and just, he doesn't need to just rely on his 3-point shot anymore because he is really skilled down low. And he's obviously at his size, we need him to really defensive rebound as well.
Bob? I know it was a 32-minute game and not a 40-minute game, but I guess Devo never came off. What did you think of his play?
Yeah, I mean, I think, he's last year, Devo played the 2 and the 3 for us. And as we played small ball, quite frankly, there was a lot of nights he played the 4, even in the NCAA tournament games. And now we're asking him to play the point guard. That's a big-time change. I know he played point a lot at the high school level, but, so he's gonna go through an adjustment period of when to pass, when to shoot. All those things are, even with NBA first, second, third-year point guards, that's always and it's not just Devo. JD is still learning that, and so is Chris. And Chris is in his 5th year of playing, basketball at the collegiate level. And so all 3 of those guys have got to figure out what that point guard role consists of. But certainly from a defensive standpoint with Devo and being a leader and playing and practicing hard, he's done an incredible job.
Which when you think about the full body of work now, just today and everything leading up to it, is there anything that stands out to you that you feel like this team does particularly well? And then what are maybe the main areas of emphasis as you get closer to the season?
Yeah, I think so pro day and today, and again, I haven't gotten an opportunity to really study, our shooting numbers, but we really shot well in pro day when we went live, and I thought we went actually a little bit harder in pro day than we did today. But just looking at like the white team, they go 14 for 33 from 3. So it's not good defensively because you're playing each other, and we were playing each other in pro day too. So defensively, I'm a little bit worried about some guys in particular. I don't think that we're playing quite as hard as our teams have in the past. I thought that we played as hard and as tough as any team in the country the last couple years. We've got to get tougher for sure, and we got to definitely defend better and get to loose balls better. But I do think, as a general, if I'm just going to generalize a little bit, I think right now we're maybe better offensively than we certainly have been the last 2 years.
What do you think of Jackson Robinson? He shot pretty well from the perimeter. What do you think?
Yeah, Jackson Bob's done he's a shooter. He's a perimeter shooter who plays hard. He's one of those guys, to be honest with you, that in practice, he's really not maintenance. You're not hearing his name a lot on correcting him. He seems to be really bought in. He seems to pick things up, maybe quicker than some of the other new guys. I would say that he and Stanley are the two guys that, as far as new players, understand our offense more and understand third and fourth options. But yeah, Jackson's a guy that, we recruited hard out of high school, and he should be a incoming freshman, is really where he should be, and he's got a really bright future, I think, ahead of him. He's just got to keep getting stronger, continue to work on putting the ball on the deck when people crowd him. But certainly from a stretch the floor perimeter offensive threat, he does open up driving lanes for people because he can really shoot it.
Stanley 11 boards from his spot. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that, coming from South Dakota, I think that, rebounding the ball was something that, you're always going to wonder when someone goes from, a lower Division I league to the SEC. But when we watched film, we thought he was an elite rebounder when he wanted to, and when he put the effort going to the glass, especially defensively. I mean, we're going to need him to use his quickness and his athletic ability and his agility to be a great rebounder. And we certainly think he can do that. I think he can outreact people at the 4 spot. I think he's got great quickness off the floor on the second and third jump. And then when he's at the small forward, he should be able to out-strength people when we go a little bit bigger as well.
Stan had 5 assists too. Is that just kind of a product of this game, or have you seen good vision from him?
Yeah, I think, Stan, the game comes easy for him, scoring it sometimes. But, yeah, the assists become really important. And again, when we watch film of him playing at South Dakota, I thought that when he wasn't scoring it, he has the ability to make some really good passes and some really good reads. And the more that he continues to understand, good shot from great shot, we'll be able to play through him a little bit more because he can be a high assist player, which I think is really important.
I think there were only 11 combined free throw attempts today. Is that just a matter of it being a rec-like game? Or is that
Yeah, and I think also the way we had kind of set up the rules as well with the quarters instead of halves, and so I don't really know if that's indicative or not.
Was it good to see KK get out there and be able to play 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean he's just been he's missed more time than anybody due to injury both last year and this year, so it's put him behind pretty significantly the time that he's missed. I mean Jalen, missed a stretch, but he was here for the those 10 weeks that we were going 8 of those 10. I mean, just it's been of late for Jalen, but with KK it was all of the tail end of last year and then almost all the way through the summer. So he's still got a lot of catching up to do with the guys' conditioning, but certainly from his mental frame of mind, he's such a hard worker and cares so much that you're always happy to see him out there competing.
Final question, Coach? Anyone? All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks.